On that note, Richard Sherman was asked in the pre-show. He was asked, is it easier to defend a team, an offense that has a star wide receiver, like a clear one, and then everybody else, or just an entire committee, kind of like Buffalo has? Yeah. And Richard Sherman said, number one wide receivers are number one wide receivers for a reason. Okay, if somebody's got a one, you'd much rather not have a one on the other side. But it does feel for Josh Allen, like there's no pressure for him to put the ball anywhere. Sure. Like he's just doing whatever. Kincaid, what a weapon. How about 85? He gets a penalty called on him when it was the other guy, 57, I think I think it was a punt play or maybe a kickoff play or something like that. He gets a penalty. 85 gets a penalty. Then the next time we see him on the field, touchdown. Sick touchdown.
Sweet.
Josh Allen doing backyard football touchdown. It was like, what a nice little night for him to have as opposed to what he was thinking about the rest of his night. Then he scores a touchdown. It's like, good for you, bub. Happy for you. But it feels like Shakir can get it. Obviously, Keon can get it. James Cook is unbelievable, unstoppable. It's like they got a lot of weapons up there, and Josh Allen is just kind of doing whatever he wants. Doesn't feel kind of obligated to do anything.
Imagine not being a quarterback, I guess. Of course, quarterbacks want the best possible receivers you can get. But there is that dynamic of making sure everybody's happy, keeping them, making sure they get enough targets. And the fact that if you're playing this Buffalo Bills offense, you can't point at one guy like Calvin Johnson with the Detroit Lions. Yeah, we got to find a way to stop this guy. We're going to put 2 on him, sometimes 3 on him, and he's still going to get his catches. He's still going to catch deep balls on us in the red zone. But with the Bills, you can't zero in on anybody. They can get you from wherever you look. Tight ends, backs out of the backfield, Shakir. Yeah, I don't know. There's something to it. I mean, Josh Allen definitely feels like he's not putting up crazy numbers, but this guy's awesome. Look how confident you have to be to do this kind of stuff.
3 touchdowns, 267 last night or something like that. Those are still big numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
You're right. I guess I am I'm biased because people throw for 350. Not early on this season as much, but in the NFL, people can just put up massive amounts of yards, I feel like.
I agree. Yeah, because we see the 400-yard, 450 games.
Russ, we saw Russ last week.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So those games do exist, which certainly is the case, and he'll probably have one of them. He'll probably have 1 or 2 of those things, but he's still throwing for 3 touchdowns. Like last night, I would assume Josh Allen and that offense had not our best night. There was a couple big-time third downs that they were not able to pick up. They got off the field. Defense got off the field multiple times against this Buffalo Bills offense. And I'm not saying anything against the Miami Dolphins defense. I'm just saying the Buffalo Bills certainly did not have their perfect night on offense, so they got a lot to work on still. Josh Allen with the visor with the broken nose, really cool.
Yeah,
I think that looks really cool. Ty, he said he wore a visor back in college, and he said he didn't think it was the right play to come in and swag out with the visor in the NFL.
Sure.
Ty, can we talk a little bit about Josh Allen's story here from cowboy at Wyoming to guy that couldn't throw a football in the NFL, just guy with big hands, all the way to where he is now? Kirk Herbstreit, and I say this again because Kirk does all the research. He grinds his ass off for every game. And he's like, hey, I think this season, basically, if you stop the Buffalo Bills on any drive, you should feel like that is a massive success. That's crazy to think that that's where Josh Allen is right now, Ty.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I say it a lot. I remember watching him play against Iowa when he was at Wyoming, and it was his last year, when he was about to go in the draft, and he was starting to get a little bit of hype. And Iowa just beat the hell out of him, absolutely waxed him. And, so you kind of you forget about that for a while. And you remember around the draft, like all the talk was, hey, he's got a big arm and he's got massive hands. And that was kind of it. And we talked about this the other day, like that first season, he was so inaccurate, it was crazy. I mean, it was just the highlights we were getting were him in the open field jumping over linebackers, and then it was like, hey, is this guy going to be able to survive a full season? Obviously, watching him now, he's one of the toughest sons of bitches in the league, but how much better he's gotten every single year he's in the NFL. I think it was Greeny said this morning on Get Up, he said, no quarterback has ever played better than Josh Allen is currently playing right now. And, that might be recency bias and a bit of hyperbole, but you look at the receivers, he's just unbelievable. And every time you're watching him, you feel like you're about to see something special happen.
Josh Allen will be joining us at 1:10 Eastern, fresh off a big dub last night on Amazon Prime over the Miami Dolphins, who good fight.
Great
they did
fight,
a lot of good fight, which we really appreciate. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills, the things they're talking about, have them going down in history. And obviously, Kurt Warner would have an argument for the greatest show in turf with what their offense was able to accomplish. I'm sure there's other seasons that I'm forgetting about right now where an offense seemed unstoppable, but they're clicking, and it's because of that man who's the MVP. We can't wait to chat with him at 110.